All right, and while Harris hasn't expressed the same support for the tariffs that the Biden administration did enact, new tariffs today on Chinese solar cells, semiconductors, and medical supplies. So the story keeps evolving. Our next guest says tariffs are not the answer. Again, not the answer, but that innovation is. So joining us now for more is Gecko Robotics, the CEO of Gecko Robotics, which is, by the way, number 42 on CNBC's 2024 Disruptor 50 list of disruptive private companies that could be public someday. Jake, take us through your thesis and your explanation as to why it's not just about manufacturing, but we have to progress beyond that.
Well, thanks for having me on. Tariffs are obviously something that both candidates, VP Harris through the Biden administration supported this, and obviously Trump has as well. But I think that what they do is they point to the problem. And everyone talks about tariffs, but the thing that isn't getting enough attention is how innovation needs to help revitalize manufacturing in the United States. Robotics, AI, and automation are necessary to make us a country and create a dependency that's not relied on foreign adversaries, but we can make our own things smarter here in the U.S.
Jake, there's been no shortage of times and examples in the history of the United States that innovation has led to massive leaps forward in terms of our progress economically, politically, geopolitically, and everything else. But there are some that argue that the environment today is not like that, and that does not foster innovation like it has in the past. How do you respond to that, and how do we get to a point where innovation matters again?
Well, I think that what's incredible is I wrote an article calling for a McCain moment in manufacturing. In 2015, late Senator McCain went to Silicon Valley and implored venture capitalists, entrepreneurs, and the tech community to revitalize what he saw was a losing of the advantage on the defense and innovation side for the DoD. And that produced, in 2019 to 2022, $33 billion of investment from venture capital, which is double the amount that was previous into the defense sector. And now tech sector thinks that defense is cool. And it's incredible. That doesn't exist right now in manufacturing. I was just at the Financial Times at the biggest mining summit, and I was the only tech member of the tech community that focuses on robotics, AI, and automation. I think what it tells you is that we need more than ever a McCain-type moment in the manufacturing sector.
Jake, you live in Pittsburgh, or you're headquartered in Pittsburgh, which is possibly going to be the deciding state for this election. There's a huge fight over U.S. Steel and whether it should sell to Nippon Steel right now. What would you do to both create and preserve jobs in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, well, I think that, over the past 50 years, 7 million manufacturing jobs have been lost in manufacturing. And I think that, the rhetoric around needing to revitalize manufacturing is so important. But it's important also to remember that talent and those that want to make things better, and the best minds will typically go to the hardest problems. We have to show that manufacturing, and we have to incentivize the sector of manufacturing as being a place where the most innovative things are happening. If you want to drive talent and cutting edge fields to give America the advantage in manufacturing, you must incentivize it. There needs to be a collaboration between government, venture capital, and startups to revitalize and begin to incorporate technologies that can give us an advantage that no other country has. And so I'm going to stand right alongside whoever gets the nomination to become the president, because this is a bipartisan topic. It's a matter of national security more than anything.
I think there's a lot of business leaders out there who would agree with you, and that we have to get back to an environment where innovation matters again. Gecko Robotics, thank you very much. We'll see you again soon, sir.